ago when he met me. For those of you who don't know, I'm Steven. I'm Erik's older brother and best man. If you haven't heard, Erik actually had a hell of a time locking down his best man. First, he asked his kindest and most generous friend. Then he asked his smartest and most successful friend. Next, he asked his best looking friend. Finally, he asked me, and I figured, he's asked me 4 times now, he must really mean it. Well, this is my first time giving a best man speech, so I sought out some advice. I'm not a big talker, and I really hate the spotlight being on me, so I was worried I might get a little bit nervous. One person told me to get really, really drunk before. I don't drink, so fortunately for everyone, that wasn't an option. Another person told me to write down my speech and practice it in a mirror, but I was worried that that would come across as like really robotic and rehearsed, so didn't do that. Finally though, someone gave me some good advice. They told me to picture the audience naked. And I have to say, Julie, you're looking good. Uncle Marty, you might want to get that checked out. The next thing I was worried about was how long to make my speech. One person who was at my wedding told me to make my speech as long as Erik's best man speech was. But I didn't think that I could condense all I had to say about Erik and Rachel into just 2 sentences. Another person told me to make the speech as long as the groom does when making love. Rachel, you can give me a cue or something when we're getting to be that time, but figure I'll just keep talking. Julie can have someone drag me off the stage with one of those old timey hooks when I'm getting too long or inappropriate. All jokes aside, Rachel, this is the best decision you've ever made. Getting married here at Walden Woods was such a great choice. The ceremony was beautiful, this decor looks amazing, the food was really good. When I heard the wedding would be here, I was honestly really surprised. I thought, wow, that must be expensive, which explains why we're here on a Friday, outdoors, in August. Was Christmas Day already booked? At least we lucked out with the weather. It's a beautiful day out, really worked out well. Speaking of weather, I overheard Erik and Rachel talking earlier, and it sounds like they're hoping for rain tonight, because Erik was promising her 3 inches tonight. All right, I can tell Julie's getting ready to cut off my mic, so I'll get going with the sappy stuff. At the beginning of this speech, I talked about the day Erik and I met each other. Unlike a lot of brothers, that day very easily could have not happened. If you don't know, Erik and I are biological brothers who were adopted by the same parents at birth, which is an unbelievably rare and special occurrence, and I consider it the most fortunate thing that's ever happened to me in my life, that our parents were loving enough and brave enough and crazy enough to say yes to bring home an unexpected second baby less than 11 months after bringing home their first. Having a brother is the greatest gift I've ever been given. Erik, you've been my constant companion and my best friend my entire life. Believe it or not, I haven't always been as cool as I am now. For most of my childhood and teenage years, for a lot of it, Erik was my only friend, and I never felt lacking because he's such an incredible person and brother. He was all I ever needed. Whew. Now, if I think so highly of Erik, I must have really high standards for the person that he's going to marry. And Rachel, since you came into our lives, you've blown away my wildest expectations. You're smart, you're kind, funny, caring, and honest. Really honest. You make Erik a better person in so many ways. He has responses now other than cool, okay, sounds good. He has new non-athletic clothing. He's lost weight, he lives a healthier lifestyle, he's been driven and motivated in his career. Together, you've put a lot of effort and time into remodeling your house, you've given a loving home to your dogs, and you're an amazing aunt and uncle to our crazy kids. And most importantly, you've had a lot of great times together filled with love and happiness. One of my biggest fears in life has always been Erik ending up with someone who would come between us, whether intentionally or not, and kind of take us away from being best friends and brothers. And I'm so happy that he's marrying someone who doesn't take away from our family, but also adds to it. It's cliche, but I really feel truly honored to say that I'm not losing my brother today, but gaining a sister. And to Rachel's parents, Bob, Julie, Steve, you're not losing your daughter, just your chance for her to marry a millionaire. Rachel, I'd like for you to place your hand on the table, face up. It's not a trick. Erik, I'd like you to place your hand on top of your lovely bride's hand. And I want you to cherish this moment forever, Erik. This is for you, because this is the last time you'll ever have the upper hand in your marriage. And that's the way it should be. I love you both. Congratulations on your marriage. I speak for our whole family when I say welcome, Rachel. Thank you for including me in your special day. Thank you to all the parents and aunts and uncles and bridal parties and organizers and everyone who helped make this amazing day possible. Let's party! Woo!